everyone, it's Michelle from Scrap Secrets and welcome to another card video. This video is for Courtney's friendship hop and I'll talk about the hop in a little bit as we go along, but let's get started making the card. The first thing that I did was I used Honeybee Stamps Love Enclosed Honey Cuts to cut out this little card that's going to go in an envelope that we'll make from the same die set. I also took the Kindred Stamps comic strip stencil and used that to just put some dots, small dots on the front of the card just to give it a little bit of interest. I used Distress Oxide and Tumbled Glass and my makeup brush to put the dots on the front of that. Then I used the Honeybee Stamps Post Box Card Base Honey Cuts to cut out the pieces for the base and the decorative pieces for the card. I realized that I did not clean off my desk, and I always make sure that I do that because I always get ink everywhere. So I cleaned that off, and then I'm showing you I cut out the card base twice from blue, and then I cut out the decorative pieces from some scrap cardstock that I had in my stash, as well as the label piece and the envelope for the card. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take a Concord and Ninth stamp from the Thank You for Being stamp set, and it has a really pretty font Friend on it. And I want to use that as the label because we're going to stamp something on the card that goes inside of the envelope that's at the top, and it's going to continue the message from the card. So I wanted it to say friend. This is a friendship hop, and I thought that friend was a really nice sentiment to put on the front instead of one from the Honeybee Stamps Love Enclosed set, which coordinates with that. You can use post, love, mail, letters, but I thought since it's a friendship card, friend would be nice. So I'm taking the Hero Arts Shadow ink in navy midtone and inking up the stamp to say friend. So I'm going to do this several times because it's a new stamp and I wanted to make sure that it got a good impression. This paper also has a little bit of a texture to it, so sometimes it takes more times to stamp it. So it came out really nice. The eye got a little messed up. There was kind of a blob on it, so I just wiped it off, and you can't really tell. I know because I did it, but you can't really tell in the final product. But now we are going to use the Honeybee Stamps Love Enclosed to stamp on the card. So I'm going to actually open the card in a second and put the word hello on it. So when you pull out the letter, because you're going to be able to remove it from the top of the post box, the card front is going to say hello. So I thought that would be nice. It says hello friend, and then there'll be a nice sentiment inside. So I'm using that same exact Hero Arts Shadow ink in navy and just inking that up and showing you that, how to stamp it. So let's talk a little bit about the hop as I go through and stamp these things. Courtney is going to do one hop per month, and there's going to be YouTube channels, blogs. Some are going to be YouTube only, some are going to be blogs, and it's a great chance for you guys to get to meet different crafters and see different projects and maybe even find out about different stamp companies. So, all right, let's get back to the card for a second. And now I'm using the envelope die from the Honeybee Stamps Love Enclosed, and I'm just sealing it and just trying to figure out which way it'll seal, because there's one end that's rounded and then all the other ends are pointed. And I'm going to stamp another stamp from the Love Enclosed set. It's a heart with kind of like the postage marks, the cancellation marks through it. So I thought that would be really cute on the front of it. So now let's get back to the hop a little bit, and hopefully you guys will be able to find some new card makers. There's people that are going to have blogs, YouTube videos, and then Courtney will do a video of cards that people submitted that don't have a blog and don't have a YouTube channel. So you're going to be able to see all different kinds of works. Hopefully you'll find some new artists and some new stamp companies. I know that I always do. Every time I watch these kind of hop videos, I learn a lot. So please hop along with us. See the more information section in my info, and I will have the lineup of the blog, all the hop all in there for YouTube videos and blogs as well. So now back to the card. We are working on the Concord and Ninth Thank You for Being stamp set again, and the thank you, the sentiment is gonna say thank you for being you. Now both of the U's have the exact same script, so I liked it because that kind of made it brought everything together, as well as the being has the same type of font as the friend on the front of it. So I thought that was great, and it kind of reminds me of the Golden Girls, which is one of our favorite shows. I love Golden Girls. My friends and I joke around that we're going to be the Golden Girls. Eventually we'll go to Florida and all live together and retire there. So unfortunately that's not going to be anytime soon, but that's our goal. So I wanted to stamp this out in the same ink as before. So it's the Hero Arts Shadow Ink in Navy Midtone, and I'm just lining these up. Now, since this paper is textured just like the front ones, it did take a lot of stamping because they're larger stamps and there's a texture to it. So it did take several inking up, and their ink did kind of sit on the top of this a little bit more. So I do have to be really careful, especially when I do the U. I'm going to use the smaller magnets and put them on the side so that I don't smudge the ink. Oh, it did. I was very, very careful not to smudge because usually that's what happened. I'm almost done the card and I do something silly like smudge the ink, and I get very frustrated with myself. But I was pretty good with this one and I did not smudge the ink. So there you'll see me use some of the smaller magnets just to hold it down into place and hopefully not get ink everywhere. So I hope that you guys are enjoying this hop. If you've come from other people's blogs or YouTube channels, hope that you guys are enjoying this. Please let me know in the comments what you think about the hop, what you think about the card. I'm very excited about this. This was one of my favorite cards that I've made so far. I think that it turned out really well and I had a great time doing it. So just wanted to say thank you to Courtney for organizing this. So there's the sentiment piece that is going to go on the inside, and I love this because it's a shaped card, and I absolutely love the way shaped cards look. I think that it's something unique that not a lot of people do. So I tried out something for this. I thought that I was going to have a shadow on it, and I got a little bit of shadow with the bottom. I used some distress ink in chipped sapphire, and you can see it a little bit, but it wasn't enough of a contrast to make me do it again. So I realized halfway through that it wasn't really working for me, so I didn't do the front piece. That was just the back. But again, cleaned off my mat because I know how important that is, because again, I usually get ink all over the place. I am an extremely messy crafter. I don't know if anybody else is, but I always seem to get a fingerprint on a white card base, or something always manages to get ink on it, or if I'm using glitter glue or something like that. And you'll see later on I do get glitter glue on something and then have to take it off. So this is the connector piece that comes in the die set, the post box card base die set. So it'll just have a score mark down the middle. All you have to do is put score tape or wet glue or some heavy kind of tape that'll hold up to the card being open and shut. So you want to do that on the one side, attach it to the base. You want to attach it to the foot and then go all the way up, and it is measured perfectly to go to right where the curve of the mailbox starts. So I'm now going to use these remnants of pop dots. So if you guys get these at Hobby Lobby, AC Moore, Michaels, wherever you go and get these, save the extra pieces on the sides because you can always use those for projects. And I like using them for large backgrounds like this to pop things up. So it came out very easily. I did a piece that was a little bit smaller than the box on the bottom and put that on the card base. And then I just wanted to do a little bit at the bottom so that it didn't infringe on putting the envelope into the top slot. So you'll notice I'm cutting some things down. I actually cut another piece because the first piece had, I guess the backing kind of came off and there was no glue on it. So instead of doing the glue, I actually just picked another piece. So I just wanted to do a little bit at the bottom, just enough to give it pop, but not get in the way of the envelope. So I'm peeling the back off, and then I'm going to put that piece down. This one came together fairly quickly. I feel like it usually takes me forever to do cards, but these ones came together fairly quickly. Now you'll notice that, I don't know if you can see in that, I had glitter glue on my hands. I had some glue, I tried out the glitter glue so it didn't splatter all over the place, and then I got it on myself. And then my Zig 2A glue pen, the glue part actually fell out of the container. So it was a hot mess, and then the glue wasn't staying, so I used my bone folder to try to press things down and hold them, and that didn't work. It eventually stayed put, but it took me a little while. That envelope is so super tiny, and with nails, phew, it was very, very hard to do. So then I just stuck the card in there. I know you can't really see it. Sorry, that was off camera. I stuck the hello card in it, and you can see the envelope not really sealing shut. And then trying again, trying to get some glitter glue off the front of it. But once you stick the card into the slot, you're not really going to see it. I don't think you can see it in the video. So there you go. There's the card, and I'm just getting ready to put the final piece of score tape or ATG on it. And then I actually put them side by side to line the card up. I found that was easier than trying to put the card on top of each other, and that is the card. So, and then I just go back and burnish it just to make sure that the card stays together. And then I'm going to glue down the sentiment. I was careful to make sure that it was dry, and then I tried not to move it while I was putting the ATG on the back of it just in case it wasn't completely dry. So there's the card for today. So I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, I'm sorry. I am actually going to go, and that's where those silver, the glitter glue comes in. And I just put them on the corners and then just tried to do as good of a circle as I could. You can go behind the card and flick it if the circles aren't good enough. So that's the card. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day. I'll see you again soon. Bye.